that is the most important part of the briefing. किसी तरह की नागरिक क्षति नहीं हुई. Brigadier Anil Gupta is also joining us. No civilian casualties, no collateral damage, because India was very clear about its target, which were the terror dens. Brigadier Gupta, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Please go ahead.
You very rightly you said India has chosen the targets very, I would say, with a lot of precision and detail. Precision attacks have been carried out to ensure that there is no collateral damage, because India's response has been non-escalatory. India does not want this to escalate beyond a limit. So therefore, very rightly, India selected only the terrorist camps and those locations which are related with terror, like the terror headquarters of the LET and also of the Hizbul Mujahideen somewhere in Muzaffarabad. So there are only headquarters which have been targeted, or the launch pads, or the training camps. So they are all terror-related targets, and that is why India says that their response is non-escalatory.
Absolutely. And, that is the most important thing, because Colonel Aggarwal, even when the Prime Minister, after the Pahalgam attack happened, in his address, and it was a measured response, I would say, he focused on the fact that terrorists, perpetrators, their backers will not be spared. Even in that hour of crisis or grief, the Prime Minister's response was measured. And the target was very clear. The terrorists, the terror dens, and all the backers and perpetrators.
Absolutely. So from day one, our focus was very clear. We are not targeting the civilian or the military infrastructure, because we understand how the escalatory matrix can spiral out of control in no time. But if you are focused only on terror, and the world also sees it focused only on terror, then you have the upper hand and the advantage. And that is what we were discussing some time back, that right now the dilemma with Pakistan is what to do about this and how to react. We have made it very clear that it was only terror and nothing else that has been targeted. And the world is seeing the pictures and the videos which are coming out.
In fact, some of them we are playing out here. These are the terror camps that have been targeted.
Absolutely. So, Prime Minister, the political leadership, the military leadership, they were all in sync, and they were all together in choosing the target and the focus of the military. So, the military objective, as we call it in our military terms, was very clear and identified. Only the high-profile terror network has to be targeted. And we don't have the details, but the terrorist launch pads, which are within 2 to 5 kilometers of the LC, are being targeted right now by the Indian Army, which is deployed on the LC. So that's another story which is going on.
So the precision strikes, in fact, are proof of our capability and might. And I want to bring in Pradeep Datta back into the debate once again, because yes, all credit for the operation goes to our forces. This was a joint operation by the Army, Air Force and Navy. But Pradeep, today I'm reminded of the multiple statements that were made. Prime Minister said, "Mitti mein mila denge." The Home Minister said, "Chun chun ke marenge." The Raksha Mantri said कि आप जो चाहते हैं मोदी के सरकार में वैसा ही होगा. It was not a जुमला, rhetoric नहीं था. Today we are witnessing that happening.
Yes, you are absolutely right. In fact, ever since Prime Minister made that assertion, mitti mein mila denge, we have seen that how his words were translated into action. He had already done it in 2016, he did it in 2019 also, and Pakistan was completely rattled. They knew that there is going to be strike from Indian side. That's why we must have heard that statement coming from the Defence Minister saying that within that any time they can target line of control. There will be an incursion from their side. Even their Information Minister just 3-4 days back, in the middle of the night, he gave a press briefing in which he said that within 24 to 36 hours there is a credible input they are having, and that India is going to strike and hit back on them. But India was looking for that surprise element, because the Prime Minister has already given a free hand to the armed forces, and he has told them that timing and the target will be chosen by you, and that is exactly what they did. And what is more important is that you can see the India's firepower. They had the Scalp missile. Scalp missile is very good for that. It can hit with precision any stationary target, and that's one of the reasons that Scalp missile was used for targeting these terror infrastructure and terror den. And then there is a hammer missile. If it's again air to surface missile. So because
this blueprint of course was prepared by the forces, but the point that we are talking about, Pradeep, the political will and the intent is the most important, and that free hand was given, that political will and intent was made clear.